Until now, we used the sleep time variable to wait in between the notes that we're playing, which is in a way constant. So it is a variable which does not represent the pressing of the keys when we press it real time. So for example, if it is different. I mean, there are multiple sleep times one after another. So the solution is to maintain a second list with the time that was spent in between the notes that we pressed. So for that, we're gonna need to familiarize ourselves with the concept of the timer. So what is a timer? We have the timer, which now is 377, and we can reset the timer. Let's just press the reset timer, and then I press the timer, and you can see that it is increasing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it starts to count the seconds that were that were starting from 0, and then we know the time actually when we press the button. So whenever we press the button, we save the time when we pressed the button. And we will maintain two lists, and whenever we process the sound, we will also process when was it pressed, meaning that we can replicate the same song that we just pressed before. Alright, let's dive into it. So we're gonna create a new list called the sleep times. We're gonna use S to indicate that this is a list. These are multiple elements, and whenever we start to record a song, let's use the R button for the record to actually start the recording. So events, whenever the R is pressed, actually we don't need this anymore, the up arrow and down arrow. Let's make some space for us, because we're gonna put it here to make it more nice. So whenever the R is pressed, then what we need to do is we need to record a new song. So in other words, we will need to empty both of the lists. We will need to delete all of notes and delete all of sleep times. Cool. So what we will need to do more? We will need to reset the timer, because we want to start from 0. When we start recording, we want to start with a clean page, so we start the timer start. So at that point, we want each button to add the note to the list and also add the time to the sleep times list when it was pressed. So for that, let's go to my variables and use the add to sleep times. What do we want to add? We want to add the current time to the sleep times, which we can find at the timer. Let's check it out. Let me press the R button and then press the Q one after another. As you can see, there are 5 poo 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 poo, and these are the timestamps, the seconds from the beginning. You will see that it is increasing. This was pressed at 0.3 second. It was pressed at 0.79, this was pressed at 1.1. So basically, this is when the button was pressed. So let's add this to all of the the left remaining two elements, the W and the E, so meaning the Ts and the Wow. Let's add the timer to the sleep times, and let's also, let me duplicate this, because why not? Problem solved. All right, all of them are recording the time whenever the button was pressed. Let's check it out. Let me press the R button again. Boom. Whoa. Whoa. All right, that is awesome. And as you can see, we have all of the sounds recorded, and both of the lists contains the same amount of elements, which is the correct ratio, because it needs to contain the same amount of elements. Otherwise, it will be corrupted. It would mean that we have something in our program which does not work properly. So, how do we use the value from this list to actually play the sound? Simple. We're just gonna take the element from this list. Which element? The element which has the index of the iterator, and we're gonna wait until that time. Or do we? No, because we are going to start the timer at this point. We are... Whoa! Whoa! I'm super tired at this point, but I said to myself that I'm gonna make this tutorial series in one night. So here we go. Brain, help me. Okay. At this point, we're gonna reset the timer because we're gonna start. We don't need. Do we need? Yes, we need the iterator. So at this point, the iterator will tell us when to stop, and basically not really, because the iterator will not tell us anything new. The time will tell us when to stop. So we actually don't need the iterator anymore. We will purely base ourselves on time. Actually, we need the iterator. Okay. Repeat until iterator equals length. That's cool. Okay. So when the next sleep time should be now for me, but when the next how is it? Okay, let me think. Okay, give me a second. This gets a bit complicated, but bear with me. So the point is that we want to check when we reached this, when our timer is bigger than the next element, then we want to play it. So actually we're gonna have a repeat. Wait until where's our operation? Or timer is greater than our next element from the sleep times. So it will pause everything until the next element, meaning the iterator from the sleep times, so whenever the timer is bigger, it means that we hit this value with the timer, meaning that the wait until can go on forwards. And then it will decide which sound to play. And of course, we don't need the wait anymore. And let's see if this actually works.
Whoa! Whoa!
Yes, I can confirm that this works. Let's try to record some songs with different rhythms. Press the R button.
Whoa! Whoa!
And then let's play it.
Whoa! Whoa!
Super amazing. Alright, we have a song that is playing on the rhythm, on whatever I provide. In other words, we just created our own music creator program software. We are amazing. So that's thank you for following along. Thank you for creating this. You just gained a whole lot of new experience, a whole lot of new knowledge, and I dare you to go and try to modify this program. Try to create your own instrument. Add more sounds, add more costumes, add more handlers, more things to happen whenever you play the sound. Create actually that's gonna be the next one. Let's for the next big chapter. This was the chapter ending with the music creator. For the next one, we're gonna use this knowledge and make a game out of it. The music, the guitar hero or something similar like that. But so far so good. We created ourselves an expensive machine which musicians buy for themselves, the looping system, and they record and replay it. And yeah, there's another challenge with this. You can actually record multiple channels and then press different buttons to play them back, and then play them faster, play them slower. I just showed you how to do that with the up and down arrow. There are many things that you can do with this knowledge. I dare you to come up with your own solutions, come up with your own variations, and play around with it. That's how you will become better. Fail a lot, because as much you failures are good, because then you learn. The much you fail, the better programmer you will be. So, great coding, great block dragging. I'm gonna go to sleep. Goodbye.